This question is give me 8 minutes and I thought you ought to become more disciplined by adding keyboard. Like so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this question in 3, 2, 1.
When I started trying to be more disciplined and focused in my life, I'd always start off strong, but after a few days, I'd always fall off. Like, I'd always snap back to my old habits, and I'd always have no idea why. Like,
Yeah.
specifically, 2 years ago, I read this one book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. When I read the
Yeah.
book, it really inspired me to become a lot more disciplined in my life. And after I was done reading it, I did my absolute best to become as disciplined as possible. I did my best to do all the good habits, wake up early, exercise, sleep early, all those types of things. But as I said before, after a few days, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, it felt like it was so difficult. It felt like it was
Yeah.
impossible. It felt impossible doing the right things. And I'm sure you can relate. Like, maybe you start a new habit and you want to be more disciplined. So usually when you start something, you start off strong, right? You do good for
Yeah.
the first few days or maybe a week. But after that, everything just starts getting really hard out of nowhere, right? And
Yeah.
you feel like you can't do it anymore. And then you end up quitting. And the reason is because you're not on that level yet. Let me
Yeah.
explain. Like, if you've ever played a video game before, when you start out on most games, you usually start out at like level 1, some kind of like level, right? And as you progress through the game, you usually level up, right? So you get to like level
Yeah.
5, level 10, level 20, and then so on.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in life. Like, when you look at skills like discipline, everybody has a skill of discipline. And every requirement, or like everything you do in your life, requires a certain amount of discipline. Like, holding certain habits or waking up early or exercising requires a certain amount of discipline. And if you're not able to do certain things, it's because you're not at that level of discipline that is required to do whatever you're doing. Back in the day when I read the
Yeah.
book Can't Hurt Me, I was really inspired by David Goggins. I mean, this guy's a super disciplined person, and I started to compare myself to him. And what I didn't realize is this guy is extremely disciplined. He's on a super high disciplined kind of level, if you can
Yeah.
think of it like that. This guy has literally been living a disciplined life for years. So his discipline level is really high. That's why he can sustain all the things that he does. Like, he goes on super long runs, does crazy things like that. And I was wondering why me, myself, back in the day, that was trying to build discipline for the first time in my life, couldn't do that. And the reason why is because I wasn't on that level. See, when you start building discipline, it's important that you start at your level. You start at level 1, right? You can't go and start and do something crazy, like something really hard, too hard for yourself, and
Yeah.
expect for you to do it, because that'd be impossible, right? Like, that's what most people do. Lots of people have a ADHD kind of way of building habits, and especially discipline. Lots of people will start to try to do something really hard, too hard for themselves, that they're not on that level yet. Like, they'll try to do some crazy hard workout, and they'll try to do it and sustain it, but they realize that they can't because they're not on that level yet. So if
Yeah.
you want to build discipline, the easiest way is to do something manageable.
Yeah.
Do something that is on your level. And if you're consistent at it, progressively overload. Just make it a little bit harder. And that's the way to build discipline. See, it's important when you're starting out, you don't do something too hard for yourself, because it's going to be way too hard for you and you're not going to be able to sustain it. And then you're just going to end up quitting.
Yeah.
And that's what most
Yeah.
people do. So the best way to start is,
Some people.
when it doesn't matter whatever you're doing, do something that is relatively easy, okay? And if you're able to do it consistently, make it a little bit harder. That's the best way to build discipline. And that's how everybody does it, right? Like, you can't expect yourself to do something really difficult when you're first starting out. because you're not
Yeah.
on that level yet. So do your best to not jump in immediately. Okay, don't do something crazy difficult because you're gonna fail, and after
Yeah.
that you might get emotional because you'll get upset with
True that. Yeah.
yourself, and then that cycle starts. The best way to do it is just to do it slowly. Discipline is a skill like anything else,
Slowly.
and the stuff takes
Slow.
time, okay?
Slowly.
It takes time
Slowly.
to build
Slowly.
discipline. You're not gonna wake up one day and instantly become as disciplined as like David Goggins. It's just not gonna happen like that. It takes
Yeah.
time, and it takes weeks. It can take months, okay? The best way is to just make a little bit of progress every single day, and that's all you have to do. You know, one of the
Yeah.
most important steps to building discipline is realizing that you're gonna fail a few times. Like,
Yeah. You can
there's gonna
follow
be
it.
some days where you wake
Yeah.
up and you're gonna mess up. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
get off routine. You're gonna do something that you're not happy about,
Yeah. We all mess up from time to time. Yeah. We all mess up. Yeah.
and you're gonna slip up a few times. But that's okay. Listen, the best
Yeah.
way to handle it is don't be retarded and get emotional. Don't get upset with yourself, okay? Because if you do that, it's not going to help you. Like, if you get emotional, most people usually get totally thrown off. The best way to handle it is if you slip up, if you're not disciplined
Yeah.
one day, do your best to just pick yourself back up,
Yeah.
okay? Do not get emotional. Don't get upset with yourself. Just forgive yourself and get back at it the next day.
Yeah.
And listen,
True
I
that.
know
Yeah.
building discipline sucks. Like, it's hard. When you're first starting out, it is hard, okay? And
Yeah.
if you're
It
watching
is.
this
Yeah.
video, like if you're watching a video on how to build discipline, like props to you, okay? That's freaking awesome because if you're watching this in your pastime, everybody else could be watching like entertainment kind of content and you're watching a video on how to build discipline. Like that's awesome. Props to you, okay?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
Up
I
to
just
you.
want you to know that it can be hard sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
Trying to be
Literally,
and
it
live
can be
a
hard.
more
Yeah.
disciplined life, it's freaking difficult, alright? It sucks sometimes. Like, sometimes I wake up ridiculously early in the morning and I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. Like, like, why am I doing this? This sucks, you know? But listen, like, when you live a more disciplined life, everything is great because you can make yourself do like the things you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be a lot more happier with yourself. And that's one of the best benefits is you get to live a more free life.
Yeah.
And
Um,
it's
more
great.
free love. Yeah.
And yeah, like discipline takes a while to build up. All right, so
Yeah.
don't beat
Literally.
yourself up that like you can't do it in the next few days. All
Yeah.
right, it takes time to comfortably build up. And I want you to
Yeah.
remember one thing: when it comes to building discipline, consistency beats perfection every single time.
Literally. Yeah.
If you're
True that.
consistent
Yeah.
in something, that's all that matters. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to
Yeah.
live the most perfect disciplined kind of day. You don't have to do like the hardest workout. You don't have to
Yeah.
wake up at 4 a.m. every single day. The only thing that matters is that you're consistent in something. I hope
Yeah.
this helped you. Take care of yourself, bro. I'll see you.
Yeah. True that. Yeah. Yeah. We all fought some time of the day. Yeah. Wow. That was give me 8 minutes in I saw you all to become more disciplined by adding keyboard. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like and comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload. Bye. Wow.